the edge of the old neighborhood. Her house stood quietly, as if it had forgotten the world had changed. A house with a single window, surrounded by hanging flower pots and the scent of thyme and coffee, and in that house lived Aunt Latifah. No one knew much about her. No visitors, no friends. Except for a gray cat that appeared at sunset and disappeared by dawn. I used to pass by her house and greet her. She would respond with a gentle nod and that smile. A smile that resembled a memory more than it resembled life. One day, as I sat outside our home, I heard her voice call out, soft as paper rustling in the breeze. "Come, my dear, come in." I entered hesitantly. Her house felt like a museum of time. Framed photographs, worn book covers, and a silence that told you words here were spoken with eyes, not tongues. She asked me, "Do you like stories?" I nodded. She pointed to a chair across from her and said, "Sit. Every story has a flavor, just as every cake has a secret, shared only with those who deserve it." We would sit together every Thursday. She would bring out her old pans and begin to speak. Of a young man who played music in war, of a woman who baked bread for soldiers she never met, of a letter that arrived 40 years late. And at the end of every story, we'd eat a slice of cake. I never knew what it was made of, but it always felt warm, full of heart. One cold day, I went as usual, but there was no answer. The door was closed. The balcony was silent, I understood, without anyone telling me. The next morning, as I stepped outside, I found a small box at my door. Inside, a wooden spoon, an old velvet-covered notebook, and a small note that read, "When you bake that cake, remember me, because I live on in what I've left behind." I never knew people could leave behind a recipe. That looks like them. I always wondered why she'd place strawberries on every cake, even though she never ate them. On the last page of her notebook, I found the answer. Memories, my dear, need color, just as flavor needs melody. And this isn't just a cake. It's a voice, a promise, a little doorway into a world that once existed, in the heart of an old woman who told life like she baked sweets, with tenderness and memory. When I read the final words in her notebook, time paused for a moment. Memories, my dear, need color, just as flavor needs melody. And I laughed, because I finally understood why she loved strawberries. She didn't love them just for their sweetness, nor for the red that looked like joy. She loved them because they added something beautiful, simple and honest, even to the simplest of things. That strawberry was a tiny detail, but it changed everything, just like her. A warm detail in my life. That day, I learned that beauty doesn't lie in the cake itself, nor in the amount of sugar or the perfection of the baking. It lies in the one who makes it, and the intention behind it. One single strawberry, placed with love, can make a day more colorful, a heart lighter, and a recipe unforgettable. And today, every time I place a strawberry on my cake, I remember her, and I remember that life is baked with love and decorated with the little things we give from the heart.